everyone. Today, as promised, we're going to get started on some salt wash. It is a paint additive that when you mix it with any kind of paint, you can use general finishes as I'm going to. You can use chalk paint, you can use wall paint, you can use any kind of paint. I probably wouldn't mix it with powdered milk paint, but this milk paint's fine. Any pre-mixed paint is fine to mix with. And when you mix it, it gives a texture when you apply it to wood and things, or you can apply it to metal, glass, any surface really, but it will give a texture. And then when you do another layer on top with plain paint, it then gives a texture when you distress it. So you want to mix this is just paint here. So I've mixed this up. I kind of mixed it up before I turned the camera on, and I'm gonna pour paint into a cup to start with. I like pouring the paint into the cup and then adding the salt wash. You want it to have a consistency like icing, okay, or cookie dough. You can see can you see it's a powder? So I just scoop it in and I mix. So you can see here, that's the powder and the paint, and now I'm gonna mix it together. It's okay, kind of like baking, it can go everywhere when you're stirring it. So this still isn't enough in here. See how it's a little runny? I'm gonna add more. And don't worry, it looks like it's a different color than the paint, but when you add it to the paint, it's fine. It doesn't change the color. So you want it to kind of have stiff peaks. I'm gonna add a tiny bit more. On Saltwash's site, it gives you a whole thing if you wanna mix a ton, but I'm not gonna mix that much because I'm not gonna do it all over my coffee table. I'm just gonna do it in areas. And I'm also gonna mix another color up too, so it looks like a bunch of layered paint on there. So that's the right consistency there. Can you see that? I'm gonna just pause this video and I'm gonna go get some wood and show you the proper way of applying it. All right, I hope that was helpful in terms of mixing and consistency. I know it can be confusing when you just read it, but I hope that helps. Okay, I'm back. So now that we have the salt wash mixed up, we're gonna put some on our paintbrush. You can see here, can you see I'm globbing it on? And you don't want to paint it. You want to use the tips of your bristles and kind of stamp it on to the surface. I don't know if you can see the peaks there. So I'll show you. You're gonna just keep going. So pretend this is a piece of furniture. So I thought this would be easier than on the table to show you. And you just want to keep going across the piece. And kind of don't make it uniform, make it all different patterns. Then as you get to the end, you want to knock down the peaks before they dry. So you want to do this. And that's an important step because if you don't knock them down, it looks really cool, but then when it dries and you do another coat of paint on top and let it dry, you let it dry between you do the second coat of paint, and then you distress it. When you distress it, there's a huge peak and you sand it and then it looks like almost a circle. So you just want to prevent that. So now this looks like it could have been, you know, a couple layers of paint or 10 layers of paint that's on there from, you know, years down by the shore. Somebody just keeps painting the same piece. So I want to show you also how this looks. It might sound a bit abstract. This is a board I did on, when I first was trying it, I did it on shiplap, And this is gray owl underneath. So I did that motion with the gray owl. And then on top is pure white chalk paint. And this is the color that's on our door. It's Buxton Blue with pure white chalk paint. So that gives you a kind of idea of the different textures. Okay, so I'm going to get on with my table and I will be sharing progress as I go. I hope this was helpful and I will be sharing more video tutorials. Thanks, bye.